So it's like both of these dudes, they can't be trusted in no way, shape, or form at all. You know, see, attention has those individuals straight mentally somewhere else. They don't care who they destroy, who it, involves with. It's all about their manipulation. How they can manipulate you, play on you for whatever, reasons they want to do it. And I mean, Charleston White, he been doing the same thing over and over for a while. The same old play, act like he's gonna be cool with you and then turn on you. Straight up. I mean, we'll act like, he's gonna be alright with you and he rocking with you. We done seen him do it to several individuals. Then at one point, he talking about them before he meet them. And then it's like the people that feel like Charleston White is solid and they might got the light, they always got to learn the hard way. Because Charleston White don't care about none of them people. He's around individuals that he always dreamed about being around. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's able to go around people and, feel like he's equal to them. But nah, dude is just dirty with it, Found a way to manipulate the people. And that's all he does, is manipulation. Now, every now and then, he might say something that makes sense, right? But then he come right around the corner and show you that he's gonna manipulate you regardless of what he said before. And people fall for this shit. They listen to him, think that, he solid. Oh, Charleston White, nah. Dude playing on everybody he can. And if you allow him to play on you, he's gonna play on you. We see what he's doing with Carmelo Anthony's situation. He act like he was in support of him 1 minute, then he against him, support of him, against him. And it's like whatever angle he feels that is gonna draw the most attention, whether it's negative or positive, that's what he do. And with the boy Carmelo situation, Charleston White was talking crazy about him at first. Yeah, talking crazy about him. Didn't act like, he was good people. But, Charleston White is looking for how he can benefit out of a situation. And then when he sees that, he might not have the control or what he's trying to do, because he's only acting like he's going to help the people because he has an agenda. This shit here, you got to understand this, right? Charleston White is not ever going to do anything genuinely. It's always a motive, just like Wack, it's always a motive behind the situation. This with Titan they be on, and with Charleston White, when he get to acting like he want to do something, he want to control the situation. We even seen that with, FBG Duck Mom, and, when he was dealing with those women that their sons had passed away, he want to control the situation, manipulate the situation, because if he get to control the situation, he's going to figure out how he can financially gain. And people got to understand that. If that's his position, that's his position. But people get to thinking that jokers want to help you. Nah, niggas don't want to help you. Charleston White ain't got his life in order enough to want to just help. Niggas is, trying to figure out how they can scam and scheme and do what they can to keep the agenda going. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't trust them type of niggas, man. Just being real, And who do y'all feel lies more? Charleston White or Wicked100? And you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. It's in the chat, man. Tell me who y'all think lies more. If you feel like Wicked100 got the title, hey, listen, if it's close to you, you gotta pick one. Don't say, nah. Who lies more? You gotta pick one. If it's Charleston White, it's Charleston White. If it's Wicked100, it's Wicked100. Even though we know they both lie, somebody gotta go. I was gonna put the poll saying who gotta go. Yeah, who has to go? Is it gonna be Charleston White or Wicked100? But I said, nah, I'm gonna make sure I put it who lies the most, and I'm not gonna put it where as though we can say both. You gotta pick it. Yeah, who lies the most? I know both of them, they big liars, manipulators. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. You might gotta pick one on one email, click on another email, and pick the other one on the other email. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If you got more than one email, you might gotta open up both emails and say, all right, this one and this one. But you gotta pick one. I know they both liars. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. All they do is lie. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna pick, my choice is Wicked100. I ain't even gonna lie. I know Charleston White is a liar, and I agree with that, right? But I'm gonna pick Wicked100. Yeah, because I feel like Wicked100 just lies for no reason. He'll sit there and make up a whole lie just for no reason all the time. Yeah, I think the nigga lie in his dreams. Brandy, appreciate that. No matter what Charleston used to say, I could always watch him. But what he did to that family, I can no longer support him. I feel like this will jumpstart his downfall. Whack lies more. I definitely, don't like what he did with the family, though. He ain't even have to put himself in the middle of the shit. You know what I'm saying? He could have just left that situation alone, but he always wants to attach himself to shit that's going on and then go to the extreme with it. Yeah, that shit is whack. You know what I mean? But I guess that's how he's been known and that's how he wants to be known. I just feel like that shit lame. You know what I mean? The family already going through something. They child in a situation that changed the family's life, and all you want to do is disrespect them. When Oskino was going at Charleston White on Say Cheese, Charleston White felt some type of way because he didn't have leverage. And, I noticed that Charleston White only wants to go at the people that he has leverage. If he ain't got no leverage, he not going to want to go at him. Straight up. But if he got some type of leverage, he going to go at him. Straight up. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate that. Your truth means more than white. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah. I feel like, he only going to go at the people that he got leverage with. And that's like how he always do. All right, he got leverage in a situation, he don't go. But if it's somebody that, willing to go he gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? He pick and chooses his battles. You know, it's a lot of people that, really can't have those conversations and, uphold themselves with certain people. And Charleston White, he fills them type of people out. I feel like Oskino would have been his match. Yeah, because Oskino was ready to go in. He wants to go at all the people he go at, but he was ready to go in. And Charleston White fell back on that one. You know what I'm saying? Charleston White had turned up on Wicked 100. Because Wicked 100, just being real, when it come to interacting with people, he's very weak. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. When it come to interacting with somebody that is going to stand up to him, he weak. He looking for people to support. He looking for somebody to, have his back. So I feel like, with him with that, he can't handle when somebody is about to annihilate his ass, but he pick on weak people. Straight up. He pick on weak people, and if he do go at somebody that stands up to him, he try to find the angle to shut him down. He start playing the game funny. So now you gotta watch how you go at him because he gonna play funny. But with the gang members that try to go at him, they easy for him to, play with them because he know how to play with their politics. They get lost in the politics. It's 1 minute they want to go at him, but then they want to apologize to the set. You know what I'm saying? See, and I feel like with Wicked 100 and Charleston White, going at them jokers, you can't have no restraint at all. Nothing can be like, you feel what I'm saying, in the way. It gotta be, everything must go. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Wack. It gotta be, everything must go. Ain't no holding back. You gonna go in, you going straight. I don't care about nothing. And that's how he get the gang members. This is why they can't go at him, because they get to saying something about one set and then Wack will mention another set over here, and now nigga gotta apologize to the set. Nigga, when you going at Wack, hey man, you can't be apologetic about nothing. Straight up. It's like, don't be apologetic about nothing. Just go in. Anything associated to him, get it. But at the same time, be mindful how you do it. But with the gang members, they get to saying something about a nigga from the set. Now they want to apologize to the set. Yo, man, ain't nothing against y'all. Man, listen, man, it's F all y'all, nigga. That's how you got to do it with Wack. Then Wack will shut up. Straight up. Nah. Yeah, it's F all y'all, nigga. So what y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to stand on it with him. But he not used to that. You know what I'm saying? If you stand on it like that with Wack, he gonna fall back on you. Because now it's like he don't know no angle to play with you. But if you got some allegiance to the set, you worry about the homies confronting you, oh yeah, he gonna play on you. And that's the angle that he look for to deal with you. What you're doing and saying, what bothers him? Oh yeah, you see how with the boy Sporty Face, he keeps saying about the DP. That's his whole angle to get Sporty Face. Yeah, the niggas DP'd you. Yeah, this, that, and the third. Rick Rock, what he say with the boy Sporty Face? Oh man, you went to the set and my block, oh, he wanna, man, ain't nothing against the niggas from the nutty block. Nah, nigga, you got to say, forget everybody. when it's that type of war, hey, I don't care about nothing. You know, because when you do, that's when they want to play the game with you. You know, Wicked100, we know how to play with them boys. They just don't understand it yet. You know, hey, man, niggas get caught out there thinking that, you know, they can go at him, but don't know how to go at him. You know what I'm saying? It's like Charleston White and Wicked100. They just like straight, you know, weird though. Straight up. They weird, man. You know, but hey, we see that's who getting the light. You know what I'm saying? That's who getting the light. The ones that super weird, line you up, you know, crazy. You know, you see Charleston White, every time he sees somebody in the light, he jumping right on the bandwagon. ASAP. You know, he right there. Yo, you know, acting like he gonna do something for him. Next thing you know, he falling out with him. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say you can't be aligning with everybody. You gotta deal with niggas from a distance. Nah, I don't wanna link up and, you know, act like we locked in. Nah, nigga, because we not locked in. You know, you trying to find how you gonna use me, and, you know, then the next thing you know, you want to use me to beef with me. You know what I'm saying? Nah. That shit right there is super lame. But this what them niggas be on. You know? 1 minute you cool, next minute you beefing with the nigga. You know? Like, come on, man. Grow up, nigga. These niggas is, you gotta think about it too. Charleston White, like 47. Whack, like 49. These niggas is damn near 50, right? On some real shit. And they want to still live like they kids mentally. Because their young life, they didn't have that type of fun. The swag wasn't there. You know, they wasn't able to really enjoy in their early 20s. You know, it's niggas that be in their early 20s, and even though they ain't got a lot of paper or whatever, they still able to enjoy, do things, go places. You can already see when Wicked100 was in his early 20s and shit like that, and that nigga wasn't doing nothing. You can already see Charleston White when he was in his early 20s, nigga, he wasn't doing nothing. Nigga was running around selling knockoff bags. Like, come on, bro. And then you didn't even know how to hustle them. You know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga didn't even know how to hustle them. But this is the grind that these niggas got. Wicked100 running around perping. He wanted to be next to Suge Knight and Big U. Now, that's some shit. You know, you beg to be next to these niggas and the same niggas that you turned on. You know what I'm saying? You beg to be next to these niggas. Yo, man, get me up to Suge. Get me next to Big U. Get me around these niggas. And then, yeah, I know these niggas personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen. This is why you gotta watch people. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm the way I am. You know, because I understand how I go. You know what I'm saying? The nigga telling me, yo, I could do this for you. Nah, nigga. You gonna be the same nigga like Wicked100 later. Straight up. Man, I can do this and let me do this. Nah. Because you gonna feel like you should have been there. That's why you gotta watch who you allow in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to watch who you allow in your life, because niggas think, you know, niggas, women, all that. People, period. When you allow people into your life and your space, after they get there and get comfortable, they feel like it was supposed to be like that. Now, when you keep people at a distance, you never give them the ability to feel like that. When you embrace them, they get the feeling, get comfortable with you, and then voila, now you see something different. You like, God damn. I ain't have to let you around me. Fuck you come around me to cross me for. But people be, forgetting that or not understanding that, and then they gotta learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. Brandy, appreciate you, baby. Wack is a baby Diddy because all three of his artists are broke, bisexual, and members. That is something there, Brandy. Yeah, that is something. All of his artists, they experiencing financial situations, they foo-fafi, and they members. Shit wild. Shit wild. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all that be rocking with the channel, man. Yeah. But, the niggas be like real foo-fafi, man. You gotta watch who you let around you. Niggas like Charleston White and Wack, you can't let them niggas get comfortable with you. You gotta keep them niggas off balance. You know what I'm saying? And it's important that if you deal with them type of people, you gotta keep them off balance, because when they get comfortable with you, they really show you who they are. When you keep them off balance, they don't get the opportunity to show you. They show you the character that they're displaying to make you feel like they solid. And that's how you got to deal with people. Straight up. You know what I mean? Show me the character that you trying to, make people feel like you solid, and I keep you away from me. I ain't never got to experience the one that people know, that nigga is snake. Yeah. But long as I keep you at a distance. If I embrace you, then the nigga turn around. It's like, man. And I'm sure everybody watching done had an experience where you done let somebody around you and they turned on you, was on some snake shit, and you like, damn, you wasn't even like that when I first met you. I ain't even expect this from you. So I feel like those experiences, right, is what gotta keep you on point. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on point from the experience. You can't be just like, all right, I ain't gonna pay no attention to the sign. I gotta be on point from that. I gotta be aware, understanding, this can happen with somebody else as well. You know what I mean? Because if you let your guard down, it's usually when you let people get comfortable with you, they feel like, all right, I can do this. You keep people off balance about you, they don't know how to take you.